Hi, folks. I'm Ashok Kumar, for those that don't know me. I'm the chair of the programs for 2016. And so without any further ado, we'll get into the topic. The topic tonight is smart energy management with the Internet of Things and wireless. Smart energy management is the highest growth area within IoT. It's the hottest area. And of course, we're not going to talk about anything that doesn't involve wireless here. So it's a hot topic, and to lead us through the discussion is tonight's moderator, Rob Prudhomme. Rob is a familiar face for the Wireless Forum. He has been on the annual analyst panel a couple of times, once when he was with Encode Consulting and when he was with Nielsen Research. So Rob brings over 18 years of market research, strategic consulting, and a variety of engagements that involves major operators, cable MSOs, operators, as well as network vendors. So I invite Rob to come up. In the meantime, as he's doing that, you see this here. This is a Cree Wi-Fi enabled smart bulb. We got 3 of these. We got 2 more down there. Thanks to one of our panelists, who will be introduced soon. We are giving these away. And no, you can't look at them under your seats. They're not there yet. But you'll have to stay on your seats until the end of the program, because must be present to win. And we've had good success at doing these drawings. And these are some exciting things to wait for, besides all of the discussion that you're going to hear. So please join me in welcoming Rob Prudhomme.
Thanks very much, Ashok. I just want to start off by saying this is my first time being invited to be a moderator, so Ashok's going to help me with time management. And I'm going to resist my natural urge to speak long on every topic. So what we're going to talk about tonight, and I'll have the panelists come up in a minute, just to set the context. First of all, I want to preface this by saying I'm with Gartner Consulting. I'm not an analyst with Gartner. And the consulting part of Gartner really builds on the work that our analysts do by customizing the implications of that research for our clients. And so a lot of what I do is for providers within the high-tech telecom provider space. I help them understand the implications of new technologies and develop strategies to approach and win in the market. So a good tool that we use at Gartner is well known to everybody, which is called the hype cycle. And as you can see, there's a lot of technology that gets a lot of airtime in the press well before it's a real thing in any of our lives. And I think the discussion tonight, which is around smart home and energy management within smart buildings, fits into what the Gartner would consider the IoT hype cycle, right? So it's one application of IoT. And I want to preface this just with the kind of definition that we have regarding the smart home, and then how does energy management fit within that, right? So this is a quote from Gartner Research on the market trend for smart home. The smart home is generally defined as networked to enable interconnection and interoperability of multiple devices, services, and apps, ranging from communications and entertainment to healthcare, security, and home automation. These services and apps are delivered over multiple interlinked and integrated devices, sensors, tools, and platforms. Connected, real-time, smart, and contextual experiences are provided for the household. Inhabitants and individuals are enabled to control and monitor the home remotely as well as within it. Energy management is only a portion of the total service offerings, but it is a critical value proposition in many of the smart home use cases. And so you can see that it's climbing the slope of inflated expectations, which leads to the peak of inflated expectations, which inevitably leads to the trough of disillusionment. But then somewhere in the next 5 to 10 years, we should see the plateau of productivity, right? And I actually, as we were discussing the questions with the panelists earlier, this is an early technology ecosystem development. And I remember doing a presentation for somebody back in 2011, and I asked them to hold up their hand if they ever surfed the internet on a mobile phone before 2007. And you know what? Everybody in that audience had a smartphone, and nobody could remember a time when they hadn't surfed the internet. But it was less than 4 years before that when nobody was surfing the internet. And so that kind of leads to my conclusion that things always happen later and faster than anyone expects, right? So a big part of what we're going to look at tonight is when will it happen, what's required to make it happen, and then how do the panelists see the market developing? And so we're going to really drive into the questions of, is it build it and they will come, or do they have to come and then you'll build it? And you also have to ask the question, who's going to build it, and who's going to benefit, and who's going to pay? So with those questions as the backdrop, we'll get into it. I think the big thing is, we look at this, we say, as Gartner, through 2018, there's not going to be a dominant IoT ecosystem platform. And the IT leaders will still need to compose solutions from multiple providers. So it's inherently a systems integration play, and it's inherently a very complex ecosystem. So if you look at all the different components that are required, the whole purpose of this slide is really just to demonstrate it's going to be a complex ecosystem, and there's a lot of people that have to be invested in it. And so the topic tonight is really, what is that use case, if you will, or what is the true benefit that's going to get these players to make the necessary investments to make this a real thing? So with that as the introduction, I'll go ahead and bring the panelists up, and we'll go through introductions.